The defense of the Constitution has now reached a critical and defining moment. What we are witnessing is not just a routine political process, but a turning point that will shape the future of governance, democracy, and the rule of law. The recent public hearings, which were meant to give citizens a voice, have instead revealed deep flaws, serious concerns that cannot be ignored. Across the country, reports of violence, intimidation, and exclusion have overshadowed what should have been a transparent and inclusive process. Instead of empowering citizens to speak freely, many have been silenced. Instead of unity, there has been division. Instead of legality, there are growing doubts about the legitimacy of the entire exercise. A constitution is not just a document, it is the foundation of a nation's identity. It reflects the will of the people, their values, and their aspirations. It is meant to protect citizens, not to be manipulated for convenience or political gain. When a process to amend such a sacred document becomes questionable, it raises alarm for every citizen who believes in justice and accountability. The current situation exposes a dangerous path. Any attempt to change the Constitution outside of its clearly defined safeguards is not just irregular, it is a direct violation of the people's sovereignty. It undermines the very principle that power belongs to the people. And once that principle is weakened, the consequences can be far-reaching and long-lasting. This is why the moment we are in now demands attention, courage, and clarity. It is no longer enough to watch from the sidelines or hope that things will correct themselves. History has shown us that when citizens remain silent in the face of injustice, systems of power become emboldened. But when people stand together firmly and peacefully, they can protect what belongs to them. Zimbabweans have a proud history of resilience. Time and again, ordinary citizens have shown strength in the face of adversity. That same spirit is needed now more than ever. The Constitution must not be treated as a flexible tool that can be reshaped at will. It must be respected, protected, and upheld in both letter and spirit. Every citizen has a role to play. Defending the Constitution is not the responsibility of a few. It belongs to all. It means understanding your rights. It means speaking out against processes that lack transparency and fairness. It means refusing to accept intimidation as normal. And most importantly, it means standing united in the belief that the law must serve the people, not the other way around. We must also recognize that the strength of a constitution lies not only in its words, but in the willingness of the people to defend it. Laws alone cannot protect a nation if its citizens are disengaged. True protection comes when people remain vigilant, informed, and ready to act when necessary. This is a moment for collective action, not reckless action, but deliberate, informed, and peaceful resistance. It is about raising voices, engaging communities, and ensuring that no process that undermines democracy goes unchallenged. It is about reminding those in positions of authority that their power is derived from the people, and it must always be exercised within the boundaries of the law. The events we are seeing today should serve as a wake-up call. They highlight the urgent need for accountability, transparency, and respect for democratic principles. They remind us that freedom is not something that can be taken for granted. It must be actively protected, generation after generation. For many, this may feel like a difficult moment. There may be fear, uncertainty, and frustration, but it is precisely in such moments that courage becomes most important. Courage does not mean the absence of fear. It means choosing to stand up despite it. It means choosing principle over convenience and justice over silence. As citizens, the responsibility is clear: to reject any process that seeks to undermine the Constitution, to demand that all legal procedures are followed without exception, to ensure that every voice matters and that no one is excluded from decisions that affect the nation as a whole. The path forward will not be easy, but it is necessary. The defense of the Constitution is ultimately the defense of the nation itself. It is about protecting the rights of current and future generations. It is about ensuring that governance remains accountable, fair, and rooted in the will of the people. This is not just another political moment. It is a defining chapter. The choices made now will echo into the future, and those choices must be guided by a commitment to justice, unity, and the rule of law. So let this be a call to action for all Zimbabweans. Stand firm, stay informed, speak out, support one another, reject what is unjust, and defend what is rightfully yours. The time for hesitation has passed. The time for decisive collective action is now. The people must rise, not in anger, but in purpose, not in division, but in unity, and not in fear, but in determination. Because at the heart of it all, the Constitution is not just a piece of paper, it is the voice of the people.